What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Emme He. My name is Jacqueline. I need to slow it down. Because when I was editing the first video, I was like, what am I saying? So I'm going to slow. So today we're talking about my October TBR. I'm super excited. I'm reading majority of super spooky stuff this month. So I have 17 books that I am aiming to read this month. So let's just jump right in. So the first book that I am reading is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm reading all of the Harry Potter for the first time ever. When I was little, I read the first one and I never went back, and I didn't remember the first one. So far, I've been reading one book a month. So I started in August. I read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or the Philosopher's Stone, depending on where you live. Last month, I read Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This month, I'm reading Numero Tres. I love these editions that I bought, so I am excited for this. Next, I'm reading The Secret by Rhonda Brine. I'm awful with names, but I'm reading this just to bring happiness to my life and to try to get into this whole affirmation and telling the universe what you want kind of thing. So I'm going to read this. This should be a quick read because the third book that I'm going to read is When the Moon Was Ours. I am attempting to read Anna Marie McLemore's books in order. I read the first one, which was Weight of Feathers, I think it was The Weight of Feathers. I don't remember. And then this is the second one. Once I read all her books in the order she only has, it's this one, two other ones that I have, and then I think a fifth one's coming out. After I read all of them, then I will make a video on her. And I was supposed to read this last month, but last month's reading was kind of off. I'm going to read you the synopsis really quick. To anyone who knows them, best friends Meal and Sam are as strange as they are inseparable. Roses grow out of Meal's wrist, and rumors say that she spilled out of a water tower when she was 5. Sam is known for the moons he paints and hangs in the trees, and for how little anyone knows about his life before he and his mother moved to town. But as odd as everyone considers Meal and Sam, even they stay away from the Bonner girls, 4 beautiful sisters rumored to be witches. Now they want the roses that grow from Meal's skin. So this constitutes as like a Halloween book because it has witches in it. This is the third or fourth book in this series. I have read the other ones. This is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I think this is the third one. And this is the Library of Souls. I can't really tell you what this is without telling you what everything else is. So I'm just going to tell you really quick what Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children is about. Peculiar. I can't say that word. So it's just about these kids that have strange abilities. One is like can float. Another one has like her mouth in the back of her head, and that's how she eats. Another one's just like a survivor. And they're from the past. They're from like when World War II was. And Jacob's grandfather was in this home for peculiar children but escaped before something happens. I don't want to give away too many spoilers. But Jacob goes to find the peculiar children. They have. I love this book because it has so many pictures. I usually, to be honest, what I usually do is I listen to these on audiobook because I really do like the audiobooks, and then I'll like flip through the chapter after it's done and just like look at all the pictures. Next one, I'm kind of late on all these, but this one I'm really late on, and this is Scythe. I probably should have taken that off. I did not get it at Walmart. I got it off of Book Outlet. This I'm super excited for. This is about a society where they've cured everything. There's no disease, there's no death, nobody's sick, and pretty much everybody's living forever. So they have this thing called a scythe that is basically like the Grim Reaper who goes around and kills people because, you know, overpopulation and so on and so forth. So from what I remember hearing, because I'm not even going to read the back because sometimes, you know, they give away too much, and especially with fantasy and with like scary horror mystery books, I like to go into knowing as little as possible. But from what I've heard, the non-spoilerness is that there's a competition, I guess, and 2 kids are training to be scythes, and that's all I know. So I'm excited to read this. Next one I'm so excited for. I am so excited for this one. I first heard about this from Books and Lola, of course, because what would a video of mine be without mentioning Books and Lola? This is the Undead Cooking, and as soon as she like mentioned it, I knew I had to have it. I think I got this one from Book Outlet. I'm not really sure. This is by Lily Anderson. This one's by Neil Schusterman. This one's by Ransom Riggs. I'm getting really bad at telling you guys the authors. I apologize. So this is by Lily Anderson, and it's about this girl who's a witch. Her friend passes away. She tries to bring her friend back to see what happened, and she ends up bringing up 2 other dead girls, and they have to she's like solving the mystery or whatever, I think, and following them around, and they can't get too far away from her or else they start to deteriorate. That does not sound so good. I cannot. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Next, I have The Hazelwood. I don't know what it's about. I heard it's scary. That's all I need to know. And it's by Melissa Albert. On to the next one. Heartless is a retelling of the queen from Alice in Wonderland. The Red Queen, I think. The Queen of Hearts. It's a retelling of her, and this is by Melissa Meyer. This is part of the Lunar Chronicles, but I have not read any of the other ones. So, or I think this is a retelling of, let me see what's it's a retelling of. Even from the description, I'm not really sure. This is either a retelling of the Queen of Hearts, which I would think so because of this and the name, and this, or it could possibly be a retelling of the stepmother from Cinderella. The only reason I think that is because the Lunar Chronicles, if I'm not mistaken, is about Cinderella. I could just be talking out of my butt. That's a thing. So we'll see. Next is House of Salt and Sorrows. This is a book club book of the month. I chose this book for August. So 2 months ago. August of this year, 2019. I heard this is a retelling of 12 Dancing Princesses, which I do love that story. So I'm excited to read that. This, this is by Aaron. I'm really bad at telling you the authors. This is by Aaron A. Craig. Making a whole mess. All right, this is The Devil's Detective by Simon Kurt Unsworth. This one I got at the dollar store, and it sounds so good. This is about a string of murders in the underworld, and obviously the devil's not happy about it because he's like, what's going on? So he hires a detective, and I think this is the beginning of a series, if I'm not mistaken. And it's supposed to be very suspenseful. And it says, but when an important political delegation from heaven arrives and a man is found murdered in a horrific manner, extravagant even for health standards, everything changes. And that's when he hires the detective or whatever. But I'm excited to read this. Next, I have The Wife Between Us. This is, again, I got this from Books and Lila. She read this and she loved it, so I picked it up. I did get this one for sure from Book Outlet. And this is by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Buchanan. Again, I suck at names, but at least I told you the authors this time. You see. But I don't know what this is about. I don't want to know what this is about. I'm just going to go into it blind because it is a mystery. So I want it to stay a mystery. Next, Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. This will be my first ever book by Riley Sager. Am I talking fast again? I'm so dumb. I'm super excited for this book. I've heard a lot about it. This is a book club book of the month. I actually got it last month. This is supposed to be for July 2019, but I didn't like any of September's choices, so I just got this one instead. From what I heard, there's a building called the Bartholomew, and this woman, the main character, takes a job to house it, but there's rules with it. You can't talk to the neighbors. You can't ask neighbors any questions. You have to stay the night every single night in the hotel. You can't have people over, so on and so forth, to like respect privacy, blah blah blah. And then she breaks the rules, obviously, and she makes friends with another house sitter, and then the other house sitter goes missing. So instead of letting it be, she goes to investigate, and shit gets crazy. That's what I heard. Next, I am so excited for this one. This is The Turn of the Key, and then again, it's a book of the month. This one was also for August 2019. Did I get two for that month? I was so excited when I saw it here because a lot of people had already been talking about it. Books and Lila was talking about it, and I had already read The Death of Mrs. Westaway by Ruth Ware, and I was like, hold up. I need this in my life. So I got it in my life, and I'm gonna read it. And basically, if you don't know what this is about, it's about this child that got murdered, and the nanny is in jail, and she's writing letters to an attorney that she wants to represent her. And they lived in a house that was kind of like super electrical or high tech, and would shut off the lights by itself, turn on music by itself, like everything. It was pretty much like self-sufficient. And she is going to explain to the lawyer what really happened throughout the letters, and that's how we find out. And the last book that I have physically with me is Stalking Jack the Ripper. And this is by Carrie Maniscalco. When I bought this, I had heard nothing about it, but I guess I didn't look for it enough because Haley, is her name Haley? Haley from, yeah, Haley in Wonderland. I'm pretty sure. If not, I'm so sorry. She loves this series and she just finished reading the last one. And once I heard her say that, I was so excited that I already owned it. I'm excited to read this. And I do have two um books on my NetGalley account that I am going to read. One for sure I know is Resurrection Girls, because the only reason I know that is because I started it in September, so I'm just like finishing it this month. I'm so excited for October, so excited for spooky stuff. I am going to be uploading every Monday and Thursday, just so you know. And that's it. Make sure to subscribe if you like the content. I would really appreciate it. Make sure to leave a comment if you want to leave a comment. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it. And that's it. Remember to spread peace and positivity all day, every day, and it'll come back to you. And remember to keep reading. Thank you.